Hello, everybody. This is Rick Molinax, and this is Burn After Reading Live. Can you hear me? Let me know you can hear me, and I'll move. Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? All right. Okay, you can hear me. That's good. So please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like people, who call out bad actors in the true crime space and debunk conventional but deceptive narratives in popular cases. Or if you just want to watch to hate me, you can do that too. And I'm sorry for the false live stream announcements on YouTube yesterday and early this morning. I'm still getting used to this thing, so this is basically a test run. I'm sure I'll be making some mistakes, stumbling over my words, and getting stuck navigating through this unfamiliar platform. Might run into some technical issues with, connectivity, but I do have it connected to the Ethernet, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't run into that problem. But hopefully, I'll do my best to make it as fluid as possible. And I'm sure as I keep doing this, I'll get better at it. Learning is the name of the game. And I'm not expecting a lot of people on this first stream, but I'm glad to see the people that's on here. So thank you very much. So I think it's important to talk about this channel. This channel is called Burn After Reading. And the name was inspired by the 2008 film that starred John Malkovich, Brad Pitt, and George Clooney. Now, this movie is about two idiot gym workers who find this memoir of an ex-CIA analyst, mistaking it for top secret classified documents. At first, they try to blackmail the ex-CIA guy for money, and when that didn't work, the gym workers went to the Russian embassy to see if they'd be able to sell these memoirs, which they think are secret documents. And the Russians, not understanding just memoirs, they take it seriously. And so do the top CIA brass who fear the Russians have sensitive documents. And essentially, you have a bunch of morons who are going down these absurd rabbit holes and about something that is basically nothing. And I feel that there's parallels in the true crime community, be it podcasters, bloggers, journalists, or what have you. They think they have it when in reality, they don't. They are as clueless as everyone else, just a bunch of riddled assumptions that they spoon feed to others, but man oh man, do they think they're the bee's knees. The reason I started this channel was to call out the bad actors in the disappearance of the Maura Murray case. I never had the intention of making money off of it. You see, I genuinely care about what I do. I'm passionate, and it's important to me that my brand is as pure as possible. I swear and I cuss, and I'm not above calling bad people the names that they deserve to be called, but I'm always for the victims and their families. Yeah, I want to raise awareness. The more eyes, the better, but I'll take quality over blind quantity. This is not a popularity contest. I'm not going to digitally panhandle or sell you some murder merch. This is a cause, a just one. Now, eventually, I branched out to covering misinformation in the West Memphis 3 and Kylie Rodney cases. And for some reason, that seems to be where a lot of my views have come from. After that, I use my platform and my soapbox to call out others who do harm and are not victim centered, even if they claim to be. While the genre I cover is true crime, I don't actually like true crime. True crime has become entertainment, and there's no way getting around it. You have t-shirts that say, I love true crime. And you have podcasts with the names like My Favorite Murder. I mean, that's appalling, isn't it? And then you have creators who are showing autopsy photos of a naked child behind a paywall. And you have thirsty bastards who are willing to pay that small fee to see what's behind the curtain. Just recently, there was a content creator who showed leaked photos of two dead girls to another person at a bar. Then you have creepy little bastards who sell or buy actual dirt where slayings have occurred. And idiots are willing to buy that shit. These type of acts must always be combated. And so should anyone else pretending to be advocates for victims and their families while hiding the fact that they are not endorsed or appreciated by those families due to their grifting and irresponsible actions. But what I have learned nearly 3 years into this, if you shine the light, you will have people who will threaten you. Anything from litigation to death threats. But I'm still here. litigation free, and still very much alive. And that brings me to Anthony Greeno. Some of you already know him, but for those who don't, he was an unlicensed Dog the Bounty Hunter reject. He claims to be an advocate for victims and their families of horrific crimes, and he is currently a YouTube content creator who gets most of his coverage from the Delphi murders. Oh, and he has several felonies. So let's take a look at this fine specimen, shall we? Let's do that.
A living capturing people wanted by the law.
The popularity and interest in bounty hunters has spiked thanks to reality shows like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But tonight, a reality show and self-described star of a show you might not have heard of yet. Meet Anthony Greeno.
Anyone can do it. You could get out of prison today, get a file from a bondsman, and go arrest someone tonight.
Does he sound convincing? Does he look convincing? He hopes you think so.
Kidnapping, robbery, murder, dangerous fugitives wanted and on the run. Bounty hunters known as recovery agents in Georgia and runners in South Carolina make a living capturing bad guys.
So this is going to be a $50,000 bond, and it's going to be $5,000 payout.
Anthony Greeno lives in Rock Hill and is a self-proclaimed fugitive recovery agent and star of his own reality show.
An elite group of agents is led by one of the most feared bounty hunters in the South. His name is Agent Anthony Greeno, and this is Southern Bounty.
We have a warrant. You skipped your court appearance. You skipped your bail, man. You jumped bail, man.
Hey, you, man. Yep. We're not cops. We're bounty hunters.
That's right. That's what we do, man.
We met Anthony Greeno through Jim Stackawick. You may recognize him from his many roadside protests in Columbia County.
He's bringing me back. Thank you. It's my boss. He supervises me when we do recovery. So.
The two told us they were recovery agents, a.k.a. bounty hunters, and they were looking for someone in Richmond County.
Don't make a move, dude. Don't make a move.
Don't do it. Don't be stupid.
Resisting.
Don't be stupid.
Greeno says his company, Southern Bounty, is part of the U.S. Fugitive Enforcement Team.
How many arrests do you think you've made over the years?
I say as a company under my leadership, we've made over 5,000. Personally, I've made 300 to 400. I've done some in South Carolina, Georgia, but we go pretty much all over, but mainly states with no licensing.
But South Carolina requires runners to be licensed. Georgia requires agents to be licensed to carry a gun, undergo annual training, and to check in with local authorities before going after someone. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says Greeno and his friend did not check in with them, nor had they ever. Same goes for Columbia County.
We understand there may be some individuals in our county, or maybe Richmond County or the CSRA, that may be performing illegally. We are looking into that.
We started looking into Greeno, too. Southern Bounty is not a registered business in South Carolina, and Greeno is not a licensed runner. Greeno was found guilty of several misdemeanors in South Carolina, including violating the bondsman law. Greeno admits he has no license, but what he does have, and proudly shows off, a uniform, handcuffs, guns, and a badge.
What does that badge mean to you?
Honor. It means integrity. We can break down doors without a warrant. I carry a taser, X26 taser. Ultimately, arresting people is what I like to do.
Ed Wilson is a licensed bondsman living in Aiken County. He built a career around law enforcement.
We have been pushing for years to get improvement in the bail bonding business.
Wilson believes South Carolina needs to stiffen bondsman laws, not just on unlicensed bondsmen and runners, but also the licensed ones.
But you do get a lot of bad apples out here that comes in and to, well, every business, and especially in the bonding business, because they think it's a quick dollar.
South Carolina allows convicted felons to become licensed bondsmen. 10 years need to have passed since the conviction, but even that appears negotiable.
Good enforcement, we're in your house.
Case in point, Ernest Smith. He pleaded guilty to tax evasion 7 years ago. Today, he's licensed in South Carolina. The director of the state's Department of Insurance chose to fine Smith instead of revoking his license.
The department has a lot of discretion as to the actions that we take.
But back to Anthony Greeno.
That's what happens when you run, you crash, and you hurt people.
Many of Greeno's own brushes with the law come from bounty hunting. He's been arrested in South Carolina for not having a license. While living in Indiana in 2010, he pleaded guilty to residential entry, domestic battery, escape, and theft. You've also hurt innocent people in the process. Do you feel like you do more harm than good?
No.
How can you be a recovery agent with being a convicted felon?
In states that require no licensing, anyone can be a recovery agent.
But again, South Carolina and Georgia, where Greeno says he operates, do require licenses.
Anyone can do it. You could get out of prison today, get a file from a bondsman, and go arrest someone tonight.
But if it is occurring, it's obviously a violation of law and very dangerous.
Just weeks after we interviewed Anthony Greeno, he posted this on Facebook.
We're getting ready to go snag this guy right here downtown Chucktown.
I think this is in my blood to do this till the day I die.
Impersonating a runner in South Carolina is only a misdemeanor charge. So if Greeno gets caught again, and he'll go to jail for up to 30 days or pay up to a $500 fine or both. But if you recall what Greeno said in our report, that he was getting a $5,000 reward payout on a $50,000 bond.
Right.
You know, in reality, paying a $500 fine for breaking the bondsman law is really not a big deal if you think about all the money you're making from it.
My question is, if you jump your bail, hopefully you won't, and these guys come out, how are you supposed to know the difference? What should you do?
You can ask. They are supposed to carry a license because, again, they are supposed to be licensed both South Carolina and Georgia, and you can ask to see it.
So don't just trust the badge.
No, do not trust the badge. That is not a real badge.
We have a laser pointer on you, though, from a gun. I don't know how many licenses you're probably going to be asking
That's
for.
true. Very scary.
Sounds like somebody could get hurt
Yes.
out there, Liz.
People
Dangerous
have.
stuff.
Thanks for that.
Thanks very much.
You guys have no idea. Let's see. Before I move on, let's look at some of the chat here. Titan, to answer your question, I'll try to explain a little bit of it at the end of this, if that's okay. I just want to try to keep things a little fluid, but let's see what we have here. I ordered a badge for my video, and I'm getting an agent shirt too. Nice. Let's see. It should be considered kidnapping without a license. Very true. All right. And keep in mind, guys, I don't have a moderator, so I just doing my best to keep up with the chat, but just amazing comments. Keep it up. I love it. So I want to go ahead and share a news article. Let's get that going. Here we go. Okay. So we have here bounty hunters now wanted for breaking down wrong door lying. In Fargo, bounty hunters chasing criminals in Fargo last month faced criminal charges after allegedly lying to police about breaking down the wrong person's door in a fugitive search. Let's read more. Bounty hunters chasing criminals in Fargo last month faced criminal charges after allegedly lying to police about breaking down the wrong person's door in a fugitive search. And I'll tell you, that's absolutely despicable. You know that Anthony Greeno would do better than this. Anyways, let's read on. I don't want to break away. 5 people, including reality TV star Renee Anthony Charles Greeno of Southern Bounty Hunter. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I take that back. They were charged Friday in Cass County District Court. The charges come in connection with the bounty hunters' September search for a man who skipped court. They didn't find the man, but in early October, they found a female wanted by marshals for skipping a court appearance on drug possession and concealed weapon charges. Greeno, 27, of Summersville, South Carolina, is charged with 1 count of felony Class C criminal trespass, 1 count of misdemeanor Class A giving false information to law enforcement, and 1 count of misdemeanor Class B criminal misdemeanor. I just can't believe that. I can't believe he would lie. I mean, there's no track record of that, right? Anyways, Tanner James Olson, 21, of West Fargo, Jeremiah John Opheim, 29 of Moorhead, and Brooke Mariel Starkweather, 20 of Moorhead, faced charges of felony Class C criminal trespass and misdemeanor Class A giving false information. Dustin Ray Fredrickson, 25 of Moorhead, faces one charge of Class C felony criminal trespass. Arrest warrants for all 5 were issued Friday. Court documents filled with the case state that Rebecca Sundin reported to police September 29th that her Fargo apartment had been broken into with damage to the front door, but nothing taken. A neighbor, Nick Masek, told police he saw 3 people yelling in the hallway. One of the men kicked in an apartment door. All 3 people went in and then came out a few minutes later, with one of the men saying, "I thought the address had been confirmed." Masek said the 2 men and 1 woman were wearing camouflage clothing, tactical vests, and clothing stating bounty hunter. But what I really want to know if Greeno was wearing a cowboy hat. Anyways, Fargo detective Ryan Nilsson contacted Opheim, the owner of the Moorhead-based Northern Bounty Fugitive Enforcement. Opheim said that he had been looking for someone with the help of Southern Bounty Fugitive Enforcement and that the other 4 people charged. Did I say that right? Yeah, and the other 4 people charged. Opheim, Starkweather, and Olson told Nilsson that they were involved in a downtown search for the male fugitive, but denied they were involved with the break-in. Fredrickson called police and told them he was working for Northern Bounty Fugitive Enforcement, keeping watch outside the apartment to see if anyone ran out. When he heard the door being kicked in, he joined the others inside the apartment. That was when they realized it was a bad address, he said. Starkweather also reportedly called police saying that he was involved in covering up the event and wanted to come clean. Starkweather and Opheim told police they wanted to come clean sooner, but, and get this, Greeno threatened them if anyone went to jail over the break-in. Starkweather told Greeno, who took the phone out of her hand as they left the scene that day, telling her he'd kill her daughter. Now that's clearly, they can't be true. I mean, we have no evidence of him threatening anyone, their parents, their family, daughter, son, anything like that. Nothing out there like that, right? So I'm going to call that conjecture. Court documents also state Greeno may have tried to set up someone else to take the fall. No, that just can't be. It cannot be. But anyways, a man claiming to be Kenneth Harris contacted Nilsson to tell him he ran a fugitive apprehension company out of Oklahoma and that he was the person who kicked the door in. That person was Greeno attempting to divert the investigation according to a police report filed with the charges. Documents state Greeno also left multiple voicemails and text messages to Nilsson saying, "Your warrants can't touch me where I am going. And my family works for the Marshal Service, and I know more people than you think." In a subsequent police interview, Greeno said he kicked open the door at Opheim's request because Opheim heard the fugitive in the apartment. Greeno also told Opheim's credibility would be skewed if the case went to a jury trial because Opheim is mentally handicapped. Greeno was previously quoted in a WDAY TV story saying that his group intended to work with the Fargo police to apprehend another fugitive. Fargo Police Lieutenant Joel Vettel said the group was at no time working with this department and that anyone doing fugitive apprehension work needs to be licensed as a bail bondsman in the state of North Dakota. He said Greeno's statements were an attempt to legitimize his operation. He would never do that. He didn't do that in Delphi. He didn't say he was working with the FBI and what was it, either Carroll County or the whatever. He never does that. That's conjecture. Vettel said Fargo police and state officials continue to investigate the case, including allegations Greeno threatened to kill people if they cooperated with police. They have caused some concern not only for us, but also for other law enforcement agencies around the region and around the country, Vettel said. Vettel said anyone confronted by members of the bounty hunter group should contact the Fargo police immediately. I think we've made it very clear to them they should not be in the city of Fargo. And if they do, they're making a very serious mistake, he said. Vettel said that he expected members of the group to turn themselves in voluntarily. Let me go ahead and close that out. There we go. So, wow. That's a mouthful, right? So, let's see if there's any evidence of Greeno like threatening anyone, because I mean, we should at least see if there's anything here. Let's find out. What do we want to go with? Some of the okay, there we go. All right. Oh, yeah, he's trying to I guess insinuate that he's going to murder us, and oh, hey, look, I'm felony 9. Here we go. So, I could be wrong, but I think this was referring to when he made death threats to Rick Snay. Who, by the way, is another fucking snake in the grass, and all of a sudden, for some reason, is buddying up with Greeno, which just shows you that there's no integrity amongst these fools. But anyways, we have here, imagine losing a child and having a parasite like AG cling to their deaths for money. In which he responds, imagine losing a child at the hands of Greeno. Wow, so sad to think of. And then that was when Snay was saying, like, you know, who are you threatening now? Here he's threatening my mother. I should show you what your mother's head looks like on a stick. And I believe this was a conversation with Rick Snay. Rick Snay, I believe, was posting over the summer. There was a video of Greeno attempting suicide on a live stream crying for Carly. He claims it was actually from 5 years ago, and somehow someone put that on there. And so 5 years ago is what he's referring to. Yeah, when I attempted suicide, go ahead and post it. I'll kill you and your wife. Fuck with me, and I'll kill your kids. Now try me. So, this is what he does, right? And let me share some more. Try this one. What's interesting, like when I go and I share my screen, I'll have something set up, but it'll take it all the way back to the front, to the beginning. So that kind of that throws me off. Is this the one I want to look at here? Yeah, I think this is the one. So he goes, by the way, I'm 7 felonies in, and that isn't enough. I take pride in all the people I've heard, considering most of them were people who just hid behind the internet until I showed up. And in the end, I do what's needed and then go to jail. Bond out, plead guilty, and then move on because it doesn't faze me. One day, I'll be in for the rest of my life, just because someone thought that they could get a word in. Yeah. Yeah, actually they can. And I can't wait to the day when I can stand in front of the court and say, hey, I told them what would happen if they kept it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how shit works, but all right. And give this, okay, there we go. And this one is in regards, he's claiming, okay, so let me put this in context. Anthony Greeno is on the run because there is an active warrant for his arrest for not paying child support. He's claiming that's a lie. So he writes, you realize I don't owe child support. You realize that my kids are adults. And if you are referring to another child that was proven not to be my DNA, you might be mistaken. How about you ask my kids how they are? If you'd like, I can have them comment or forward you their handle to communicate with them, since they are also social media influencers. Okay, yeah, because I'm sure they wouldn't be a fucking sock puppet account, right? So clearly they're going to make you pay child support. They're going to have an active warrant out for your child support, you know, if you're not the father. But oh, look what we have here. Oh, wow. Oh, what's the notice for? Oh, whose name is that? Oh, it's Greeno. That's Anthony C. Greeno. Oh, that's child support. Huh, fucking weird. Boy, those dastardly bastards must really have it out for him. Oh, let's see. Hearing for motion or rule show cause. Let's see. Order sent to mother by first class mail. Sent to Anthony Greeno by certified mail. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Give it a second. There we go. Service issued. All right. Automated papers. Notice issue to parties. Order set for hearing. Order set for hearing. Hearing on motion for rule to show cause. Okay. So weird, right? Oh, they just must they just must really have it out for him. And let's see. Let's check the chat here. What do we got? Oh, James. 100%. 100%. This is entertainment to guys like Rick Snay and Anthony Greeno. As a matter of fact, I'm going to mention it again in the end, but I'll mention it now. In one of the live streams, which mentions the defense, for the contempt in court hearing, there are some videos that they want to have for exhibits, and there's some witnesses they want in there. And some of Anthony Greeno's videos are in there, and he basically wanted to make it clear that his show is just for entertainment. Okay? Just for entertainment. So it can't be that differently, despite how Rick Snay wants to twist it. It's entertainment. You're absolutely right. Let's see what else we have here. There's a lot. I'm just kind of going back up. Oh, wow. Humanimal, thank you for at least stopping by for when you did. I do appreciate that. Always appreciate your insights. So, yeah, I'm just looking here to see what else I want to mention. So we should probably mention some things that are going on currently. Look, as far as Noe goes, I don't know. Like, my understanding that he's been in jail, or prison or whatnot, may not be a very good guy. And Anthony Greeno is currently playing up to that. And I find that very interesting. So let me present this. So he has, also there's a possibility that Anthony Greeno might be in Canada. I don't know that 100%. I know he's on the run. I know that. My understanding is that he's possibly there. And that's what Noe is saying. Noe is saying that he is in Canada. And I don't know if he's staying with his girlfriend, Carly, if he's staying with another friend. I don't know what he's doing. But he writes, Mark safe in Canada from a rapist, which I assume he's referring to Noe. Actually, Mark safe from Hurricane Noe. And what I find very interesting about that is, let's go ahead and go to his live. So he wants to paint Noe as this terrible person, and very well might be. I don't really know the guy, but this is what I do know. If we scroll down, scrolling down, it's going to take a moment. Oh yeah, Delphi murder victims, mother Anna Williams arrested. That was fucking classy. So we're still going to scroll. Be patient. He does like 3 fucking live streams. Oh, what is this? Groundswell, unraveling the Delphi murders. Well, there's Greeno on the left, and who's that dude on the right? That's what? Is that the rapist he's hanging out with? So all of a sudden, you got a fucking problem with a rapist all of a sudden. And don't give me this shit that Greeno, if you're listening, because I know you will, don't give me this shit that you didn't know. You fucking knew. But, let's see. Does he have any more videos with this Noe guy? Let's see. Let's see if he does. And I don't want to go all day looking here. He said he does too many of these. This is how he gets all his fucking views. If I did these many views, I'd have probably better numbers. So let's see. Come on, we're almost there. Oh, wait. This is when Rick Snay had a beef with Greeno and Noe. And so they were trying to put together a fight. I think Anthony Greeno was trying to fight Snay, and I think Snay was trying to fight Noe, a bunch of, and they're trying to do it in some kind of wrestling thing. Greeno was going to set it all up as could. So we have that, and there's another one. Noe accepts challenge, others back down. Snay versus Noe. I challenge all to fight. Like, okay, Don King, got it. So I just wanted to show that. So whatever this little beef is, and I'm not here to put any virtue on Noe because again, I don't know enough. But if he ever was a convicted rapist, then Greeno, dude, you were hanging out with him. That's all I'm saying. Don't pretend like you didn't fucking know. So, let's share another thing here if you guys don't mind. Thank you for being patient. Share screen. So let's go ahead and look at Noe's page. All right, there we go. Let's see if his shorts. Let's see if he still has this, because that was fucking weird, and that's not what I was trying to show. Let's see. Oh, that's not even his. Whoops. There we go. This is what I meant to do. So let's see here. Apparently, there was some issue. Anthony Greeno apparently donated about $100 to someone, and apparently that he claimed that they stole it, and now he was going to take that person to court or murder them or both or whatever. If you murder them, you're not going to get your money. But let's just take a listen.
Donated money. Greeno supposedly threatened her and also said that
Greeno never donated money.
That's what Greeno said. He donated $100.
When?
I don't know, but he said Greeno told me himself that he was going to press charges on Tara because he donated $100 and she scammed him.
What the fuck? I don't think so.
I have a
When did you
screenshot.
have $100 to donate? No, I'm saying like in real life.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't believe Greeno
Donated money.
Huh? That's fucking weird. Let's listen to. I didn't see this one here. Anthony Greeno threatens to kill a 4-year-old boy.
Answer Greenito. Antonio Reneverde. Listen, what's up, motherfucker? No.
Oh no, that was just them having a little bitch fight. I'm not interested in that. So that's what we have, and let's go over the document here about the exhibits and the witnesses for contempt of court hearing. Let's take a look at that. And share. Okay. So we have here the state of Indiana, County of Carroll, state of Indiana, plaintiff versus Richard Allen, the accused, in the Carroll Circuit Court. And I'm not going to read all those fucking numbers, but list of additional witnesses and exhibits for contempt hearing. Now comes counsel for Attorney Baldwin and Rosie and notifies the state and the court that in addition to all witnesses and exhibits previously discussed, he may call the following witnesses and offer the described exhibits. Witnesses: Stephen Wood, Angela Sadlowski, Julie Melvin, Terry Williams, Courtney Parsons, and Matt Hoffman. Exhibits: 1, communications between Gary Brudette, aka Fig, aka Fig Solve, and prosecutor McLeland, multiple. 2, communications from Brudette about prosecutor McLeland. 3, Anthony Greeno's YouTube episode titled Crime Nation, Delphi Murders, watch and review. 4, Rick Snay on True Crime Investigates, and so on and so on. I just kind of wanted to just let you know that Greeno is a part of that. And thank you guys for being patient. I do appreciate that. And so, yeah. So Greeno, like I said earlier, did a live stream covering the witness and exhibit list. And as always, There's some hubris assumptions, but the one thing that he said that really stood out to me that I mentioned earlier is that he wanted this part I didn't mention. He wanted Judge Fran Goll to know that part, that any of his videos are for entertainment purposes. Mr. Truth Seeker, and no, I'm not talking about Mr. John Smith, who I have a lot of respect for in the chat, but Greeno, being Mr. Truth Seeker, now wants to hide behind entertainment, which in reality, that's what he is. He is an entertainer. He's a lot of other things, don't get me wrong, but he's an entertainer. Not a journalist, not an investigator, not an advocate, but an entertainer. And that's the difference between us. He cares more about the size of his audience and his own alleged popularity than actually helping people. And even if he somehow does, it's usually for his own reasons, his own glory. And people like me or Cold Truth or others, you know, we just want to raise awareness and shine a light on things which I think are important. We don't need validation, but he does. Just take a look at some of his opening videos or thumbnails. The dude thinks a lot of himself, trying to make you believe that he's some sort of crime fighter. But here's the problem. Crime fighters don't commit crimes. Crime fighters don't run away. They don't neglect paying their child support. They don't run away to a different state or perhaps now a different country while fake sobbing over someone else's murdered kids. They don't lie about their mom being murdered to gain the trust of others. They just don't do that. Greeno has challenged me to multiple fights, and apparently, like you saw earlier, I'm felony 9 in his list of people he wants to murder. Cold Truth is on that list. Truth Be Told is on that list. Unsupervised Maniacs is on that list. And I mean, I'm not joking about this. He might be because he's a sick and deranged individual, but I'm not. And in my last video, I accepted his challenge as long as he was willing to meet me in Carroll County, where according to him, he doesn't owe child support. He didn't answer my challenge as far as I know. But how about now? Let's set up a day and time that works for both of us. He wants to hurt me so bad. I'm giving him an easy chance. But if he says he will and doesn't show, don't think I'm put out. I'll explore the scene and just have a pleasant day. But if he doesn't show, everything he said is as worthless as he is. In his own words, he's not afraid of prison or judges or anyone. But that's a mouthful from a bitch who fled from Indiana to run away from his required obligation. So what's it going to be, sunshine? But let me pivot and let me ask Greeno fans a question. What's wrong with you? How can you know all of the violent murder threats and still defend and support him? The dude threatened to punch an 80-year-old lady. I mean, it's fine if you don't like me, Cold Truth, Unsupervised Maniacs, or Truth Be Told. We can't legislate who you like and who you don't like. But do you really think we deserve death threats? You really think an 80-year-old woman deserves to be punched in the face because she doesn't like Anthony Greeno? What does that say about you? It should say his massive ego is also massively fragile. The man who fears nothing wants to send you, the clowns, to do his dirty work and get channels taken down who dare criticize him, the Brat Prince. But ultimately, what will it take for him, for you to go and say, that crosses the line and I can no longer support him? Will you defend him if he goes through any of his threats? You tell me, I want to know. I really, really want to know. So it says here that my connection is unstable. Hopefully it's not. You guys, have you been able to hear me okay? Because sometimes I'm ranting. I'm not looking at the screen. So just want to make sure. Was there any problems? Were you having any any issues trying to hear me? Okay, all right, good, fantastic. So I'm going to kind of go back here for a second. I just want to look at some of the comments here, because at that point, I don't have really that much more to say. My dumbass actually felt bad once because he was crying over Christmas presents for his kids. Actually almost gave him money. I get like that at the holidays, dumb. And you know what? That's not your fault. It's his fault for trying to manipulate you for doing that. That's not on you. Let's see what else we got. And calling people, including a poor lady he met on Facebook, lied to her, and then twisted that she was telling him he wanted to fit his sick narrative. And that's what he does, but it's all us, right? It's not him. He's the good guy. He doesn't lie. It's all us. We're all making it up on poor Greeno because we're so jealous because we envy his life. Yeah, I envy having to stay at some motel, not being able to pay for it, then have all your shit thrown in a fucking dumpster. And then potentially trying to go through the woods to get to Canada. Yeah, I really I really envy that life. Damn. I fucking hate owning a house and having my own fucking car and having a career. That sucks, man. I wish I was fucking doing live streams all day and living it Southern style, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Noe saying Greeno's name along with Look at Me is my new favorite go-to. I want to cheer myself up. Priceless. Well said. Well said. Not a problem, man. Hey, the replay's here. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Thank you. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Truth Seeker Investigations. You know, initially during the Maura Murray case, I gave that dude a hard time, but he's done a lot for the family, and I truly appreciate him. So thank you, John. What do we got here? He now claims that list was to bait us so people can see that we are untrustworthy. Huh? And something about Hillary Clinton. Yeah, it's just pretty fucking stupid. I mean, because he makes murder threats, and in a deleted post, he told Rick Snay that, oh, I say this stuff because I just want to see them just, for lack of a better word, unravel, you basically lose their shit. Well, who jokes about murdering people? Who jokes? I mean, who does that? I mean, a sick individual, not someone who cares about victims and their families. They don't do that. You know, some fucking loser who smokes pot all day fucking goes on the internet. uh, I want to cut your mom's head off and put it on my wall and with the mouth open. That's cool. all my fans who are for justice and stuff like that and don't want to see murdered people, they'll love the fact that I'm talking about murdering people. Fucking moron. Let's see, what do we have here? Marv threatened to take legal action on Noe for breaking the law, all the while doing a live stream with her buddy Greeno, who threatened to unlive us. Funny how that works. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, it's okay if they're friends, but if you're against them, then all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. Pardon my French. Anthony can bring his vertically challenged ass here. I won't break a nail, but my law enforcement will. Amen. Amen. And he'll learn. But you know, he ain't going to. He ain't going to. He's stuck wherever he's at hiding. Plus, he don't even got a fucking $100 in his pocket. And you heard that from Carly. You know, I don't know how they're together because it almost seems like she criticizes him more than she praises him. Yet she moderates for his stupid ass fucking live stream. So I don't get it. What a fucked up relationship that is. Yes, he is. Absolutely, he is. He's a scumbag idiot. Wow, I was not expecting 31 people. Like, I mean, I thought maybe I'd have like a couple, like a handful. So thank you guys. I wasn't expecting much. Exactly, truth be told. He put my phone number on his channel. Guess she only cares when it happens to her. Get the fuck out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, when it's against someone when it's against someone you don't like, all bets are off. But if it happens to you, all of a sudden you're a victim. Funny how that works. And it shouldn't be that way. No one should be doxing anyone. Period. Whether you like them or not. I just want to know if Marv will cover my case if her friend Greeno were to unlive me. I mean, she is a true crime advocate, right? Good point. She probably wouldn't. Maybe she'll sign a non-disclosure agreement. What do you think? Maybe that's he's getting that for everyone. I do this, you can't say anything. I don't think it works that way if it comes to murder, but you know. All right. Hoosier the Bruiser offered to buy them presents and deliver them to his kids. When Greeno found out that was the deal, he ghosted him. Wow. I mean, if I was truly down on my luck, and it's hard, it's humbling to ask people for help. And it and I've known, I mean, my own family when I was younger, sometimes you fall on hard times and it's humbling to ask someone else for help. Or you don't ask for it, but people see that you're struggling. And so they do it. And you would think you would be so grateful, humbled and grateful, you would think. But no, ghost them. You see, that's the problem these creators will always have if they ever supported him. People, they don't forget. Crime Night is another one that no one should ever align with. You know, I've heard the name. I don't think I don't know if I've ever watched him or her. Um, but probably it's not too surprising. Thank you, Rick. I am still working behind the scenes with the Murray family. Online presence is very small. Yeah, yeah, it's true, but you do a lot. And like I said, I'm in the initial, like, you learn. That's what you do when you get into something. You learn. And there are some people in the Maura Murray case that I still don't like and never will. But John Smith, Truth Seeker Investigations, the more I started to learn, the more I'm like, like, he's a good guy. And I just want to be transparent about it. I don't want to blow smoke up his ass and pretend that the past didn't happen. But that's a good dude. And, you know, if you ever research the case, he's done some interviews with the Maura Murray Missing podcast with Tim and Lance. Might be worth listening to. He's done something. Is it Crime Monkey? I think it's Crime Monkey that you've done some interviews with on YouTube. You should check those out too. Good stuff. Let's see what we have here. Hey, as long as I'm breathing air, I'm not quitting. This one right here, engage with empathy. Don't ever feel bad for being an empathetic person. If that is your worst crime, you are doing something right. Amen. Yeah, I don't get her. I don't get that whole thing. It's weird. When there was that weird video of someone broke into my house, which uh, if I'm correct, it was after he had he had a video on where he was crying about how he had no money, was going to get kicked out of his place, his motel. I think he was already kicked out of his motel. I don't remember it's a little fuzzy. And then all of a sudden, he's in this really weird place. It looked like an indoor like porch, but maybe not. It's dark. It's hard, to really see it. It's kind of like a cloud in the sky. You can kind of make out what you want to see. I don't know. But all of a sudden, he had a place after he talked about how he basically has no money. And in that, it was weird. She would defend Cold Truth, about caring enough to making sure that she was okay. And I don't think I heard her say that there was a break in. He talked about it, but I don't think she did. She was, I don't know. It was really weird. I could be wrong on that. Maybe she did go along with the lie. I don't know. Um, but again, if Greeno wants to pretend which police department that he did that with, I will call them and I'll see if they'll give me some information. That's fine. See what else we have here. I feel sorry for all the ladies and some men that got taken for a ride, and some of these creators, Mr. Burn after reading, used for money and photos, real sicko, hacking, lying people, maybe their club. Yeah, that's a shame. See what we have. I'm a little behind with the comments. I do apologize. Ron Logan is not your bish. Wow, that's an interesting name. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up that they would encourage the bullying. They should know better as professionals. I agree. Again, man, look, I have a full-time job. I have a life, so it's really hard to see everything. I try to cover what I know. But if that is going on, if it is, then that's terrible. Just the fact that he thinks killing someone for exposing him and that justifies it, it is very telling. Fits a certain profile we should all be familiar with. Yeah, I mean, it's a it's a temper tantrum. How dare you? I'm going to kill you because I mean, it's not like any of us made any threats to him. We never said we're gonna kill his family. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna break into his house or wherever the fuck he's living and steal his shit. No, it's covering what he's done. That's what we do. And it's like he hasn't gotten out of this adolescent stage. Like his brain hasn't matured enough to how to deal with those type of things, whether it's rejection, criticism. He doesn't know how to handle it. Let's see. Oh my God, Crime Night is awful. Another truly crazy person. His shattered mirror channel was removed. Then he comes back. Things are happening. So hopefully his channel and the others equally vile will be gone. And I face issues like I'm for the First Amendment. I want people to speak their minds. People are going to have opinions about things. For example, I don't have issues if someone thinks that Richard Allen isn't the guy who did it or one of the guys who did it. I disagree. I believe Richard Allen. I believe he is one. I believe he is Bridge Guy, and he is the one that had a gun and led them down the hill. That I am sure of. And with felony murder, if they can prove that and that led to their murder, that's what they can do. So I do believe with everything from the timeline, the witnesses that day, I think it fits. So that's my opinion. If someone feels differently, that's fine. But like to attack people or to spread misinformation or to spread leaks, that's not okay. Not at all. Meth is one thing, being evil and demonic is something else. The old saying, selling their soul, and they just might have. Very well could be. I'm now blocked by several on Twitter. Hey, when you tell the truth, that's what's going to happen. I'm blocked by Damian Eccles and Jason Baldwin and James Renner. James Renner, he wrote a book about the Maura Murray case and had a blog. And I just about disagree with everything that he says. And I don't appreciate a lot of things that he has wrote, said, and done. And that's my opinion. So I'm absolutely pleased with the turnout, guys. Thank you so much. I do think I'm going to end it here. I wanted to go for an hour, and I've done that. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming on. Hopefully I was tolerable with everything. Sometimes I was kind of going all over the place, and that's just the part of learning. I will do my absolute best to be a little more fluid, but I didn't think it went that bad the first time. It went a little bit better than I thought. Everything seemed to work great. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I don't know how often I'm going to do this. The goal would be once or twice a month. It just depends. If something is prudent, then I will, then I'll come on. I want to use this platform for awareness. Again, no cash apps, no PayPal. I'm not trying to make, like I said, I'm not trying to make any money off of this. I truly care. I'm fine with the job I have. Take care, Rick. Keep telling it like it is. Reality and the truth are powerful. Amen, man. And keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you. So, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. And in the meantime, keep it Northern style, y'all.